So what camera should you buy? It really depends on what you're going to use it for. I mean, if you're just going to take some nice photos for Instagram or Facebook, you should probably just stick with your camera, right? Sorry, your phone, iPhone, or a good Samsung. You'll be absolutely fine. Now, if you want to shoot a lot of models and you got to look the part, because phones, yeah, you got to look the part, because then you need to look like you actually have invested something in yourself in this project. It's just that a phone will not cut it if you have sort of like booked a model. You need to have something more. There's two ways you can go. You can go where this camera is one where there is a fixed lens on it. It's a very powerful lens. You can see here that it says here that this is basically 24 to 3000 millimeter, which is a lot. All right, so that is impressive. It looks good, but then again, it's very heavy. If you're just gonna do some holiday shooting and you need a camera, you don't want this big thing. You want something small and still technically very good. And so if you're going on a holiday, I would advise you to get a high resolution. If you're gonna make big blow-ups of photos afterwards in good quality, and good quality means Nikon or Canon. It's the big names, but they're big for a reason. If you're gonna go like, okay, I'm gonna go really pro, you need to have a camera where you can whatever situation you have, whether you're gonna photograph plants or whatever, you can change the lens. You can sort of take it off, and then you can put on any kind of lens you want on the camera, and that has that advantage that you can use a lens which is very good for that specific purpose. You can also get some lenses which is like versatile. This is a 300 to 28 millimeter. This is my go-to camera when I shoot wedding photography. So what are you going to use it for? I mean, your phone is excellent. It doesn't look that everybody else has a phone, which is the problem. If you had a phone 20 years ago, you will have the best camera in the world. But this is a different age. Everybody got a good phone. So this is not going to cut it if you're going to look the part. And you can't take a phone out when you're out shooting at a customer and say, yeah, I'll just take some nice photos of your business here. It doesn't work. So you got to look like, well, you got a little bit more. Even though that the camera you have, if the result is shown on an Instagram post, most likely will not be that much different, because where the differences between the very expensive camera and just your phone is the high resolution it can handle, and the very poor lighting conditions it can handle, and so on. But it's if you're just going for everyday use, your phone is going to be excellent. So if you're going to need to be impressive, or you want to take this very serious and you sort of want to go into photography, then you should buy a real quote-unquote camera. And then you have the options of either one where there is the fixed lens, or there is the where you can take the lens off, right? And then you have that you can put anything on. And then you have the big advantage that if you upgrade to another camera in the future, you can reuse all your lenses, because they will fit. If you stick to Nikon or Canon, then that's where you're at. So if you go to a shop, a camera shop or phone shop, and there's a good salesperson, he or she will ask you, what are you going to use it for? And that is what determines what camera you should use, if you even need a camera. Okay, if you just want to show off, fine, but a camera is heavy, you need to drag it around with you. So if you're going to the zoo, well, you should maybe get a camera where you can get up close. You don't want to be in the lion's teeth, right? So a camera like this one here, where you can get extremely close. This has an impressive 3000 millimeter, which is like, I mean it when I say it can take good pictures of the moon. So it can also take good pictures of animals close up in the zoo, for instance. But if you're just going to take a nice snapshot of you and your girlfriend, you can't hold this bloody camera. You can't do a selfie with one of these cameras. It's not possible. So will be the completely wrong choice. Otherwise, well, also you need to actually put this camera away when you're going to do this selfie pose, because you finally realize you have to use your phone for that. But it looks completely odd that you're sort of like struggling around, going around with this big camera, and then you are taking a selfie. So you need to put the phone somewhere, and you're in the zoo. Where are you going to put it? It's going to get stolen. So a very expensive camera on holiday or when you're going to the zoo is not a big advantage. You have to watch it when you're at the restaurant. You have to watch it all the time. You have to carry it. And if you're not into that, you shouldn't get it. You should get a small camera. And the smallest camera in good quality there is your phone. So get a high quality phone. It's actually, for most people, the best advice. There is some apps which works as a camera, where it makes your camera do a little bit more and uses the facilities of the built-in camera better, and so on. So you have the feel of this is sort of like a real camera. But for most people, the phone is actually fine. I mean, when I go out walking in nature, I don't bring my camera. I just use my phone. And I'm a professional photographer. I even sold pictures which were just taken on the phone. There are certain picture bureaus which are sort of like only requiring that you use the quality of a phone. So use your phone. That's good enough for most purposes. Or else answer the question, good for yourself, what am I going to use it for? And that will be your answer for what choice of camera you need to make.